Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll see how women are angry and frustrated with their loneliness. They're tired of being told, the right man will come when you least expect it, or go out more to meet someone. Every like is support to keep creating. Subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments. We always highlight the best one. And endless thanks to those who make this project possible with their super chat. Let's get started.
My favorite thing that people say to me when I'm single is, don't worry, Jess. You'll find them when you least expect it, or when you're not looking, they'll show up. Everybody's looking. Everybody's looking. Even the men in relationships or married, they're even looking.
Stop telling me to go meet someone in the wild when I go in the wild and someone will be staring at me the whole entire night and won't come say hi. How many more times is that going to happen? How many more times am I going to be in the bar, playing pool, at the coffee shop, on a walk, and I will be staring down another person who is staring me down, smiling across the table, whatever, and you don't come say hi? Oh my gosh. What am I meant to do, you guys? Am I gonna have, we always have to make the first move or something? Because, oh my gosh.
Women are reaching a point of frustration, being told, he'll show up when you least expect it, seeing their friends and relationships, getting advice from people living completely different lives. All of that is wearing them down. Once they've passed their prime, hit their 30s, and hit the wall, they start to feel the weight of their decisions. They notice how they go to places where they used to meet someone or get approached, and now they're being completely ignored. Men have stopped chasing women, and that's something feminism brought about. In countries like Australia, it's now women who make the first move, because men are so afraid of being accused of something just for talking to them that they don't even try. So, ladies, congratulations, you got the equality you asked for.
Women.
If I want to have a kid when I'm 35, I don't have to get pregnant until I'm 34. Oh, wait, but now I do want to be married for a year before I get pregnant. So I don't have to get married until I'm 33. That's 3 years. That's 3 whole years. Oh, wait a minute, though. I'll need a year and a half to plan the wedding. And I'd like to know the guy for like a year and a half before we get engaged, which means I need to meet the guy by the time I'm 30.
This comment was just too good not to respond to. I honestly think it is true that men nowadays are uninterested in the dating game. And they're most likely the good ones, which then leaves us ladies having bad experiences, and then we, in hand, want to get off the dating scene. So then we're both left screwed because all the good ones are out of the dating scene and aren't interested. When is this going to change, though? Maybe we all need to come back together, make it work?
Stop it. Get some help.
Most women don't understand that time is their biological enemy and their biggest social limitation. It's not just about fertility, it's about priorities. By the time many men hit 30, they're thinking about stability, investing, building something. Meanwhile, most women are just coming out of their exploration phase. And when those two stages cross paths, the clock is already further ahead than they realize. There's also something that rarely gets mentioned. Many men don't avoid commitment. They avoid the emotional drain of trying to build something with someone who's still measuring her worth by external validation. It's not that the good men disappeared. They just learned to protect their energy. Modern dating has become a marketing game, not a space for real connection. That's why more and more women are hitting the wall, because the wall doesn't forgive.
I don't know that enough people realize how distinctly painful it is when you are single, not by choice. When you see everyone around you sort of like organically, effortlessly coupling up, and sometimes with all the effort in the world on your part, you are just not meeting someone who meshes with you, or you're not even being given the opportunity to meet with people to mesh with. Just because you download a dating app doesn't mean you get all this luck all of a sudden, that you have endless matches and interactions lining up at your door. And it doesn't boil down to that because I am not, insert whatever insecurity you have, I am not deserving of a partner. It just does not happen for some people on the timeline that you expect. I'm a very firm believer that the things that we dream of with our whole hearts can come to pass in some way, but the hope for such a thing can be brutal. You can keep the hope alive, and it is almost painful to continue. Can you live a fulfilling life as a single person? Absolutely, that's not the question. It's validating the pain of those people who are single but long for companionship, long to have a family, long for that something else, that next step into a different life that doesn't just happen for some people. And it is uniquely, excruciatingly painful and not easily solvable. So while I eternally burn with this hope for everyone to be fulfilled in the way that they dream of, I also just want to acknowledge how isolating, how painful, and how in some ways universal being single not by choice can be. Because at the end of the day, it is wild to think that something that is such a core, universal part of the human experience can be so unfathomable, impossible for so many people, and not without a lack of effort on their parts. That's what makes it so hard.
It's funny because it's true.
The most concerning part of this situation isn't that men have stepped back. It's that the women who never had an advantage in the dating market are now paying double the price. At least before, there was some interaction. Today, they're simply invisible. These are women who, on a beauty scale, fall between a 1 and a 3. They don't attract men, not even on dating apps. Feminism empowered the most privileged, but left in the shadows those who were never desired. I was reading through the comments on this video, and there were plenty of women saying things like, "I'm ugly. Men don't even approach me. No one flirts with me. A man has never asked me out." This group of women, the invisible ones, the ones men rarely choose, often end up dating much older men because the ones their age don't even look at them. By 2030, there will be so many single people that it'll become a lifestyle. The problem is, it's one that benefits no one.
In your early 30s and single, girl, it is amazing. Don't feel rushed. It is not scary, I promise you. I just got home from seeing 2 girlfriends. I've been out and about, hot girl walks. I just made a chocolate ninja creamy. I'm gonna go out later tonight. The only responsibility I have is to be on a Zoom at 12 o'clock on Monday. And I am booked and busy. You're making your own money, owning your own shit. You don't have to put up with anyone yapping in your ear. Trust me. You will have kids at some point if you want kids. Do not worry. Do not rush it. You will have time. My mom had my sister when she was 39 without any help. I have many girlfriends that have kids and they're so grateful that they have their kids. But dude, do they wish that they could book a Pilates class whenever they want, or go for a walk, or go out to dinner, or go for drinks whenever they want without having to book a babysitter? Yes. And I'm sorry, I get to do my 10-step skincare without a little guy like yapping in my ear to hurry up. There's a time and a place for everything, so embrace this.
This is the problematic narrative. It tells women to enjoy life, to go out and have fun. But how many more years do you plan on going out? You're 30. What else are you trying to experience? Of course, she looks to her mother as an example, who probably had her before 39 and had her last child at that age. But a woman who's already had kids faces less risk than a first-time mother. Also, notice how she says, hire a nanny. That clearly shows she's already thinking about being a single mom, because her husband could take care of the kids, so she'd have time to do her own thing. That's the problem. She's already thinking with a failure mindset. One of the comments on this video was from a 40-year-old woman who said, "Don't wait. Actively look for a partner, because the older you get, the harder it is. Plus, you won't always have the energy to go out or do so many activities. Sometimes you'll have the time, but not the friends to do it with." Women who follow that kind of advice end up alone.
Men saying, I've just decided altogether to avoid women, that it's better to be single, guys. They're almost like happy about the fact that they're gonna make the choice to avoid the entire gender of women because they have yet to actually resolve the war they have within themselves.
Let's start a single train. If you're single, go ahead and interact with this video in like any type of way. And whoever likes your comments is also interested in you. Let's not be single anymore.
Every time a man gets tired and decides to step away from the dating game, the female narrative always frames it as he has a problem. They can't accept that a man simply opened his eyes and stopped investing in something that's no longer worth it. If a man walks away, he's immature. If a woman does it, it's empowerment. That's how one-sided the conversation has become. Women are constantly looking for an external reason to justify their failures. But when it comes to men, the finger always points inward. You need to heal. You need to improve. You're afraid of commitment. They never stop to ask whether the environment they helped create is what drove men away. The man who walks away isn't broken, he's awake. He escaped the matrix. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, here are the questions for you. Why are modern women ending up alone? What's the worst thing a married person can say to a single person? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.